Hello once again, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode, Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, and today we kind of have a little bit of a twofer here. We've got an unboxing. Okay, these are the Star Wars Legacy Collection Droid action figure set. Okay, came out a few years ago, and I'm not sure if I'm going to actually do the full unboxing. I might just take the boxed figures out of the box, okay, first, and then maybe we'll decide what we want to do with that. So, for those of you that like to see the figures get fully open, we do have a couple of Force Awaken armor packs here that we're going to open up as well. We have Poe Dameron, we have Finn, and we have, there's Finn, and then we have a First Order Stormtrooper, okay? So, why don't we start with them and get them going here. Now, these, of course, came out with The Force Awakens. Hard to believe, 4 years ago. I mean, where did that time go? It's crazy. But, they were essentially playable additives to put to the figures. The figures are pretty much the same figures that you could get otherwise, but these little extra weapons or extra pieces of armor kind of give them a playability factor. Some were skeptics were very much opposed to this. They felt like, well, they're just adding one little tiny piece of plastic and to the same figure and jacking the price up. And you know what? I can't disagree with that to some degree. I feel like there could have been another way of doing this, but nonetheless, I did think that they were cool, and I was just so happy to have a new Star Wars back that I did end up buying them all. But as you can see, the figure themselves doesn't take up a lot of room, and yet the box does. So for purposes of space, I am going to do some unboxing. I will say one thing that I love about all of the Force Awakens product is the box art, which for both figures, vehicles, special figures, they were all fantastic. I mean, it was just all really great, realistic painted versions of the characters. So why don't we start with Finn? Okay, lots of buzz in the air about rumors about the rise of Skywalker, story, plots revealed, and everything else. People ask me if I subscribe to any theories, and my answer to that is always the same. I say, you know what, guys? Theories are great. They're great for discussion, and I'm all about that. But theories are just that. They're theories, and sometimes people mistake theories. Some people like to mistake theories for frisbee that out of there. They mistake theories for what a person thinks the story should be, and when the story ends up not being that, or part of it not being that, that theory being disproven or to be proved to be incorrect turns into disappointment. And I feel like, guys, we need to take a step back. Okay, you're talking to, and this is a guy who has an entire basement that you have seen that is filled with Star Wars memorabilia. It is a movie, and it's escapist fantasy, and it's supposed to be fun, okay? And if you get upset at it, it's okay to say, well, I don't know if I would go in that direction. I would have liked to have seen this. That's one thing. But if you get upset about it to the point where you're ready to, write doctoral theses and put them online about why, Lucasfilm is horrible, and Disney's horrible, and George Lucas is horrible, and whatever, I feel like we're missing the point. But for me, it's all about the toys. It's all about the plastic, okay? So here we go. You have your standard Finn figure. I do believe it might be the exact same Finn figure. The 5-point of articulation comes with this little weapon. I will say that I think it might be slightly painted differently. So then they just created this little over-the-top piece of armor, okay? And I'll get some close-up shots of the figure with and without the armor. You just kind of put him in there, and it kind of fits in. And there he's got this little snow-covered covering. Actually, I kind of like this. I mean, I think, except he keeps losing his weapon. Other than that, I kind of like it, and I'll tell you why. Because I feel like, I'm going to make him lefty because I think he can hold the gun better. I like that, there's a little throwback to the Empire Strikes Back with the headpiece. You'll see it in the close-ups. I also like that, you have you can take it off, put it on. You can have two different types of things right there. It's almost like, I hate to say it, it's like the Star Wars version of Polly Pockets. Anybody who knows Polly Pockets? I mean, I have a daughter, so there was a little bit of a Polly Pocket phase, not much, but it was there. So it's that kind of a thing. So I think it's kind of cool, and I think that it's better than not having anything at all. So I'm gonna put Finn right there. I'm gonna hang him out at the cantina here because it probably was gonna lean back there. All right, and let's do Poe. It looks no. If I'm not mistaken, I just want to check one more thing here. Yeah, okay. Looks like Poe. Now, this is the interesting thing about Poe. Poe has 2 different types of weaponry here, or not weaponry, coverings. Which, okay, that's pretty cool. Different. And I find that interesting that Finn only had 1. By the way, these are called, officially, they're called Epic Battles. That's the name of the play feature. It says on here. And apparently it was a Toys R Us exclusive, or at least this one was a Toys R Us exclusive. I think that might be why it has that. The rest of them seem to only have 1 covering. This one, as a Toys R Us exclusive, had 2. Now Poe again, Poe Dameron, standard Poe figure. Okay, I threw that thing away. I have to make absolutely sure his helmet didn't get included there because it's not here. But remember, he runs around a lot without the helmet on. And then he has kind of like a snow featured one and almost an Endor featured one. So I think that's cool. Let's start with the snow one. Okay, now it doesn't look like you can take off any other part of his costume. So that's good. Then you have a little thing there, and there he has a different look to him. And then, and again, I'll put close-ups in. And then you have the other one, where he has this like little Endorian kind of look to it. I don't know if it's Endor, but it just looks like, it's got that, the forest fatigues kind of thing. So there you go there. And again, close-ups will be in. So pretty cool. I think I'm going to keep him in though, since Finn is already in the snow one. I'll keep Poe in this one. All right. And what's nice about them, and I will say this, is that they are balanced front to back, so that the weight is kind of equally distributed. So just as long as you position the feet the right way, they won't tip forward or back. So that's pretty cool. All right, and then lastly on this set we have there are more, but for now I'm just going to do these. We're going to do the First Order Stormtrooper Armor Up. Yeah, so the only the Poe is called the Epic Battles. The other ones are just called Armor Ups. And again, I don't really have an issue with them. I mean, and people are like, well, you never saw that on the film. And I'm like, anybody who's my age remembers mini rigs. There's like 9 or 12 vehicles that you never saw on screen. They were just off camera. And I love that. And one of these days I do plan on doing like a mini rig retrospective, but not right now. So the Stormtrooper, nice little army builder figure if you just want to use that. And then you got this nifty. Okay, I will say this. I feel that this one of the 3 that I opened was probably the most strikeout one, the one that didn't do as well, and I'll tell you why. You think about Stormtroopers, right? Stormtroopers have first of all, Stormtroopers are white armor, which always I always question why they had white armor in Return of the Jedi, like in the forest. They were clearly the easiest thing to see and pick and shoot at. So I didn't quite get that. Yet when you watched Episode 3, when they were on Kashyyyk and you saw the clone troopers, they were all dressed in like camouflage. So I thought that was a better move. This thing kind of combines those two. So, but you still, the bulk of his armor is still seen. So, I don't know. It looks kind of cartoony a little more there. So, not as big a fan of this one. But the other two, very much so. So, that is cool. So, we will add him to the bar there. They're all going to saddle up to the bar for a drink. All right, now, Droid Factory. Now, the history of this one, I think it came out in 2013. Okay? I think that they were released and then they were pulled back, like canceled, or like they just didn't. It kind of had a weird death, because I will say this: I do try to keep at least some figures in the package for every version of figures that come out. I mean, in the case of like the vintage collection, I'm keeping all of them in the package. But other than that, I try to keep some, just so I can keep one, a couple of samples of the packaging itself, just for posterity. This one I have none of, nowhere in my collection. So that's the reason I got these. Now, whether they're repacks or not, I think there are some. Amazing, you can fit 6 figures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. right, so what do we got here? Well, let's see. Are they numbered? They are not numbered to my knowledge. So all right, but it looks like you can build a droid. So leg, arm, body, and head. So yeah, it looks like this is its own droid. So maybe I will open them up, but I don't want to open them all up. That's the thing. So I'll give it some time. So we've got our battle droid. First of all, let's talk about the packaging itself. And again, I'll get some close-ups of all these. The packaging is awesome. Okay, the packaging looks like a droid. Okay, something a little different, and it is part of the Legacy Collection. So I do believe with Legacy Collection, I think that most, if not all, of these droids were released, except one. Okay, so that being the case, the first appearance droid is the one that wasn't there, which I'll get to last. So we have our battle droid, and this looks like the the red, the dark reddish color from the Geonosis from Episode 2. Okay, and you're also and so I'll put that there. Okay, we also have a Sand Trooper. Oh, he comes with a Protocol droid leg, and this is the Sand Trooper. Okay, it's got his backpack. Okay, it's got the. It also comes with one of the little spy droids from the special edition, and this comes with the head of a Protocol droid. We have Sun Fac, who is the one of the Geonosins. One of the Geonosins. Let's see, in Star Wars: Attack of the Clones, Sun Fac sentences Anakin Skywalker and Padme Amidala to be executed at the Geonosin arena after convicting them. So I guess he was like a ruler or a lawyer. He was a lawyer bug. Okay, the ruthless Sun Fac is chief lieutenant to Archduke Poggle the Lesser and runs the Geonosis droid factories with cold and brutal efficiency. And he comes with a Protocol droid arm and some type of a weapon, one of those little kind of energy weapons. We have the Black Squadron TIE Fighter pilot, and this one comes with another Protocol droid leg. These are elite pilots, I think, that were up there fighting for the Death Star. Okay. Then we have the 212th Battalion Clone Trooper, which fought on the Battle of Utapau. They have that kind of orangey yellow highlights, and are under the command of General Obi-Wan Kenobi. And spoiler alert, they may have been under his command, but as soon as that old 66 came into play, yeah, they weren't under his command anymore. In fact, they tried to kill him. So, kind of sad. But he also comes with a Protocol droid arm. And then lastly in the set, we have FA4, which it says first appearance. And Hasbro, gotta tell you, if you're going to bring back anything with like Saga Legends or anything where you're re-releasing a figure, okay, I don't mind that. I mean, how can I mind that? How 77, 80, and 83 when the figures, well, I should say 78, 80 and 83 when the figures all came out for the original trilogy. I mean, there were only a handful of new figures, but all of the originals also came out. So you can pretty much, or at least most of them, you can get a Luke Skywalker with the blonde hair and the shorty robe from Tatooine. You can get them on a Star Wars card, an Empire card, and a Jedi card. And a Power of the Force card. And that one came with a coin. So you could literally buy 4 of the same figure. Okay? I did not do that. I bought one. I had a Luke Skywalker. I didn't need another one. Okay? Kind of regretting that from an adult perspective, but what are you going to do? That just is what they do moving forward. The only problem is that, when you have 94 figures, or whatever it is, 90 to 95, somewhere in that, and I think it's 94, and the end of the original trilogy, that's great. It's easy to keep track of. Now, tell me how many figures there are. Somebody put in the comments, how many figures do you think there are? I know that they released a 300th figure with Boba Fett a while back, and then I think they released a 500th figure. So, and that was 10 years ago. So, guess what? They've lost track. And how many of those figures are re-releases? How many of them are the exact same figure with just, an accessory added in, or as part of a pack of figures? How many of those figures are the same mold but they're repaints? And again, I'm not one for, I don't need to collect every repaint. I don't need all that. If a figure is primarily the same, I tend to not buy it again. However, what they started doing when they did it here was first appearance. I love that. First appearance. Good, it's clear, it's on the box. Then you know that droid has not, or that figure has not appeared before. So do that. So this is FA4, and FA4 is Count Dooku's pilot droid. So when you see Count Dooku escape after he and Yoda had their fight in Attack of the Clones, and then he, collapses a column to try to, throw him on top of Anakin and Obi-Wan, and Yoda stops what he's doing to keep the column from crushing them. That's when he makes his escape, and you see him kind of sitting there brooding as he makes his escape. And there's that little droid piloting the ship. So it's kind of a tread droid, and it's Count Dooku's pilot droid on board of the Count's solar sailor, an interstellar sloop, and a gift to Dooku from the Geonosians. When Dooku makes his escape from Geonosis after battling Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Yoda, it is the pilot droid FA4 who operates the controls of the starship. So, not the most exciting figure in terms of action in the movie, but let's face it, they have been making figures of every single character that you see, even for more than a split second. So it was high time that they made a figure of this droid. I do like the look of the droid. It looks like kind of like a humanoid from the waist up, and then but instead of feet, it has two treadwells. So that's kind of cool. And it comes with the body of the protocol droid. And by the way, the protocol droid, if you were to put all these figures together, take them out and put it together, you would get what is called the droid TC-70, TC-710, and that is Jabba the Hutt's protocol droid. Now you might ask, but didn't know Jabba the Hutt used C-3PO as a protocol droid. But if you recall earlier in the movie, before 3PO got that job, and he was down in the droid torture chamber, and I think it was EV-99 that said, "We have been without an interpreter since our master got angry with our last protocol droid and disintegrated him." And there you go. And you see that droid getting kind of pulled apart. I do believe that was this droid. So this is kind of a precursor to that. So maybe it's appropriate that he stays in pieces. So I think what I'm going to do is leave it boxed for now. Maybe in a future episode I will change my mind and decide to unbox. But that will do it for this week's episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. Or I always say this week's episode. I probably should say for this episode, because I do twice a week. I do tend to release on Sundays and on Wednesdays. And for those who know me, know that my job as a teacher is drawing to a close for the summer, which means there will be some more time and some more different types of things going on. And I'm very much looking forward to that. We have an upcoming Disney trip. I have a few other things. People have been asking about Galaxy's Edge, and my answer to that is no, I will not be getting there anytime soon. I am very much excited about it. I am saving up my pennies. I do plan to do the lightsaber. I do plan to get the droid. I do plan to maybe pick up some of the costume pieces and not wear them because you're not allowed to. And just, and drink the blue milk and drink the green milk and try the different libations at the cantina and the different foods at Docking Bay 94. I am very well versed in all things Galaxy's Edge. I also have a daughter that is working down in the down in Disney's Animal Kingdom for the summer and the fall. So hopefully she will get a moment that she can get into Galaxy's Edge and maybe take some video and send it up my way, and I can try to distribute some of that. That would be kind of cool, but we'll see what happens with that. So we have a lot of things looking forward to, and yes, I will get into Galaxy's Edge, but probably not towards the end of the calendar year. So we will look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter, at Darth Tuba, Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. Spread the word. I am very close to 400 subscribers, and I know there's a lot of people that are excited about like 40,000 subscribers, and maybe someday. I'm not really actively trying to get some more subscribers, but I'm just so close to 400. I feel like, let's get to that goal. Come on. So if you know anybody, spread the word, get friends to subscribe. Let's get over that. All right, and then we'll see where we go from there. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, may the Force be with you.